First shot for Nikola Jokic was with 4 seconds left in the game. Just what did you see them take away from him tonight?
I'll have to go back and watch the film. Obviously, this is 3 or 4 games now where he's not shooting the ball. Obviously, he's unselfish. They're a good defensive team, but, I'll have to look at the tape and figure out what they were doing for him to only take 1 shot in the 25 minutes that he played.
Their front court had 54 points tonight. What did they do well?
Well, Marc Gasol is a very good player, obviously, and you got to give the young kid, Jaren Jackson, credit. He was physical. They hurt us on the glass. They hurt us in the paint. They're a little bit more physical than us tonight at times. The one thing I was proud about, I thought we finally found a group of guys that went out there and played hard in that bench unit, and those guys kind of got us back in the game, got us the lead, and we just weren't able to get over the hump. Talked about it this morning, turnovers. You have 19 turnovers on the road for 23 points. You're going to make it really hard for you to win a close game against a quality opponent.
You still held them to 89 tonight. What can you say about the defensive effort from your team?
Yeah, that's a combination of their pace of play. That's their comfort zone. Obviously, in the second half, I thought our defense was great. They only scored 39 points in the second half. First half, it wasn't where it needed to be. I think they were close to 50 at halftime. So much better job in the second half. I thought Torrey Craig did a really good job on Mike Conley tonight, who's a very good player. But we just had a couple of really bad breakdowns in key moments. We gave Sheldon Mack a 3-point shot off of miscommunication and pick and roll. And then late game, we give up 2 free throws to Marc Gasol off of a blown coverage. And you can't have blown coverages late in games like this.
You mentioned the bench unit, but how much confidence do you have in them and the way that they're playing and bringing energy right now?
It's really, I have so much confidence that if our starters aren't playing well, I'm going to ride those guys. That's the luxury we have of having such a deep team. You can go with guys like Trey Lyles and Mason Plumlee and Juancho and Monte, whoever else is out there. So, obviously it was a rough night for our starters in certain areas. But we'll bounce back, learn from this loss, figure out why we lost, and then get ready for Brooklyn on Friday night.
Trey had a more productive night, too. He mixed in a few makes. Do you feel like he's getting into more of a rhythm? Yeah,
definitely. He gets 16 points, 9 rebounds, and we had countless looks that were, in my opinion, really quality looks, wide open shots that just didn't go down for us. Jamal comes off of a 48-point night, and he missed a couple of great looks that he usually knocks down. Trey as well, Gary, a lot of our guys. So, hey, I want to see how we respond. This is only our second loss of the year. We got to learn after a loss and figure out why we lost. And then, like I said, we're going to get ready for a very young, hungry Brooklyn Nets team.
What does it do to the offense when Nikola is not as aggressive as you guys have essentially become accustomed to?
We're 9-1 going into tonight, and our offense has been pretty good. We're putting up big numbers, so I don't know what it does to our offense. Obviously, I'd like for him to take more shots, but right now he's not shooting the ball, and we'll have to figure out why.
About Mason, he obviously offered a ton of energy coming off the bench.
Yeah, that whole group. Again, I thought when we went to our bench in that second half, those guys showed unbelievable life, energy, effort. It wasn't just Mason. Obviously, he's always a big part of that. But Mason, Trey, Juancho, Monte, and Gary was in there with that group. And they got us a lead back. And I just liked how hard they played. Made hustle plays, effort plays. And, obviously, our starters weren't there tonight. And that's the advantage we have in having such a talented and deep bench.
You mentioned grit and grind earlier today. Do you feel like you guys embodied it a little bit today with the effort and just the defense that was there?
Yeah, this was two, I think, early in the season, but 2 really good defensive teams that, kind of went at it for 48 minutes, toe-to-toe. I think the deciding factor, without having watched the film, is the turnovers. We allowed them to do what they do well in terms of forcing 19 turnovers to 23 points. And when you're in a 1-possession loss on the road, that's going to be a deciding factor. So just and a couple of timely turnovers, too. We just have to be a little bit better with the basketball. And that's one of the huge things about winning on the road is not beating yourself.
Is that a focus, or is that something that they did that challenged you guys? I know that's just the way they play.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a combination. They do that every night. To be, I think, leading the NBA in points off forced turnovers, that's a part of their DNA, what they do. But I also think we played into their hands in that regard, and we made some decisions that probably were not the best decisions at that time. But once again, what a great learning opportunity. Tough game, good opponent. Let's go home and get ready for our next opponent.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.